Hello and welcome to another episode of News2Gamers Extra, and we're back on News2Gamers Extra. We've had a couple of weeks off, but we are back, joined by my co-host, Leanne Rogers, and of course, the second part of News2Gamers Extra, Neil Murdoch. Hello, welcome back.
Thank you.
This is good. We've had a couple of weeks off, replaced by the fishing programme last week. That was good.
Well, yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. I wasn't on that one. I wasn't achieving my fishing knowledge, you know, extensive as it is.
And of course, Neil Dealey, our guest for the day. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Your second appearance on News2Gamers Extra.
Morning and afternoon to everyone here.
It's like a corner of Neil's. This is good.
I know. How are we going to do this? Neil 1, Neil 2?
Neil 1 and Neil 2.
I like to be known as Neil 1.5. It feels like a promotion.
like an update.
Yeah.
They failed everything with me, and then 1.5, you're there.
Yeah, but people always go, oh, we'll roll back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
do you reckon we could do Mr. Murdoch, Mr. Dealey?
Too formal.
Too formal. Right, we've got lots to talk about anyway. During this episode of News2Gamers Extras, we're going to be talking about so many different subjects: Call of Duty, Battlefield,
Pokemon
you know, the
Go.
whole versus, and then of course, Pokemon Go, because everyone's just crazed and finding Pokemon in the toilets, in bed before they're going to get it on, and loads of stuff. But we've got a sensitive subject to start with. The whole CSGO lotto scam, or, you know, allegedly. This word allegedly is going to be used a lot in the next sort of, you know, 10 minutes or so. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, there's two very popular and very well-known YouTube streamers who had made a website for Counter-Strike, where they would give away skins, and it'd be the whole sort of excitement of, oh, which one am I going to get, you know, and you know, skins and add-ons are a huge part of Counter-Strike, and they made this website, and allegedly they were winning funds or their own prizes and stuff, and not disclosing that they were the owners of this website. So we'll go into a bit more detail as we go on. Neil 1. I want to get your thoughts straight away on this.
It's a real difficult one, this, because I'm going from side to side and thinking, oh yeah, this is horrible. How could they do this? This is an outrage. And then I sit there and go, well, hang on a minute. You've got a choice. You know, you've got a choice to buy this stuff or go through with this as well. There's some really good points, and you made a really good point earlier, didn't you?
So with the loopholes with the underage gaming, they're just playing on the innocence of the children.
Yeah. There's no registration. There's gambling.
It looks very similar to a gambling site. And then when you look at it on face value, you think, wow, you know, it's like everything else. You know, you go into a game, you buy skins, you buy that kind of stuff. It's fine. You have a choice, but this seems a little bit seedier. But I don't know. I'm still on the fence. If I'm brutally honest, I don't know which way I'm going to go. So I'm
Neil
interested to know.
1.5.
I have to agree with Neil Alpha here. If you microtransactions in games, you can pay £10 and get 500 extra vegetables on Minecraft or whatever to boost the game. You don't have to do that. But however, if suddenly they had, I can bet my games against your game library, that's a bet, that's a gamble. One of us will lose and one of us will win. If you're putting a random value to a piece of animation that someone's made on a game, it's just a colour and a gun. It's not like the gun's got extra stats or anything like that. It's just a physicality. Yeah, that's gambling, and it's putting a value on something that doesn't have a value.
It does to me.
If it's pink.
If it's pink, pink and furry. I mean, the thing is these two personalities are very, very well known. You know, should they know better? I don't want to sort of segregate them to others, but you know, being people in the media and so high up, I mean, you know, Pro Syndicate was at E3, you know, with Jeff Keighley doing interviews and stuff. You know, so these guys are getting flown around the world to gaming events, and then they've decided to make up this website where they're allegedly taking money from, like you say, underage kids or, you know, children, teens, etc.
I think if you say it like that, taking money from underage kid is a headline. There are other people, you know, going on this website as well and going through it as well. So that's what I mean, where I sit on the fence like, what are we going to do? Because these underage kids, and it's a great headline. At the end of the day, the gaming world, as much as we all love it, it's a business.
Yeah.
And it's there to make money. We don't all go into a shop and go, right, let's not buy this game.
Bigger than films and music combined now.
Well, we've actually got quite a few clips to play of how all this went down. The first one is the convenient win of...
Allegedly convenient.
Yeah, allegedly convenient. So let's have a look.
Yo, Mac, you should watch Lotto. It's about to go down in the DMs.
Good God.
Is nobody else gonna snipe this pot? Oh my gosh. Oh my god!
Oh my God, bro. Please, Trevor, win this. Oh, you won it.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yes!
What was in it?
Dude,
Oh
he just
my
won
god,
40
let's go!
Trevor, dude,
Oh!
hype as dude. He just won $4,500.
Oh
you
my
serious?
god!
Now, that is the reaction of someone who owns that very site.
No, so with this, allegedly, they're manipulating people and scamming money at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting that he went off camera, right? So I look at this totally differently. So for the whooping and the hollering, fine. He went off camera, then came back onto camera as well. The question you have to ask is this: did he know he was going to win? If he knew he was going to win, that is fraud, in my opinion. He's building something up to scam people to say, so they go, maybe I could win. If he didn't know he was going to win, there's still questions because he owns the website.
Yeah.
And he's made a video.
And he's made a video.
He could have been doing that all day and gone, bam, I've won. Right, edit that one, put that in.
Well, it was found out by another YouTuber that he owned this site, and here's another clip of him saying that it wasn't a secret that he owned the site, even though he didn't disclose it. Let's have a look.
So basically what's breaking news now is that myself and a few other people, including Tom or Pro Syndicate, own CSGO Lotto. And this is something that has never been a secret. I don't understand why it's this big breaking news now, because it's never been like under wraps. It's never been a secret. No, we haven't gone around like bragging about it and saying like, oh yeah, we own the site, and all over social media and stuff like that, but it's also never been a secret. It's been mentioned in videos before, it's been mentioned on live streams before. It's it's never like been this big scary hidden thing, I guess is kind of what people are making it out to be.
Now, before you chip in on this, I want to play the next clip.
Okay.
Which is where he says he's found an awesome site called CSGO Lotto. Let's actually play this clip. Let's have a look.
And we found this new site called CSGO Lotto. So I'll link it down in the description if you guys want to check it out. But we were betting on it today, and I won a pot of like $69 or something like that. So it was a pretty small pot, but it was like the coolest feeling ever.
So I found a site called CSGO Lotto.
That's advertisement.
Yeah.
He's basically said, this is amazing chocolate bar. And do you know what? It's really good. You should eat that chocolate bar. It makes you 10 times as handsome to everyone.
Wait, what chocolate bar?
And you find and you find Pokemon Go wherever you are. That is an advertisement right there. He didn't say, I've got a website that I made. I've now been part of a website and part of a company, because that would be a serious pitch. It'd be a business pitch. That is a advertisement for someone else.
But now this news story that we're actually talking about today was covered on a wealth of news channels, including the BBC, including Sky. Obviously all the gaming networks. Our guys, our friends over at Eurogamer and GameSpot and IGN and stuff like that. So it's a big deal. Now there he says that it's never been a secret. Then in the next clip, I found a site. CSGO Lotto.
It's not looking good, is it? Let's be honest.
Now, is this... Allegedly, this is, like you stated, is it taking money? Is it trying to con the public into putting money into something that's not...
Position because of the contradiction we've just seen there. And the one thing that really does annoy me with it is he's been found out, how it seems, and his apologies don't seem sincere at all. They're all over the place. Talking
of apology, after the break, we are going to play the video where he does apologise to the public in a very heartfelt video. Which,
is there a tear?
Well, I'd say he's not far off, he's in fact, actually, I'm not going to talk about it. We'll check it out after the break. And then we're going to go on to the likes of Call of Duty versus Battlefield. We've got Pokemon Go, you know, and where you guys have all been catching them, you know.
Can you tell this guy's a bit fed up of it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, we'll be right back after the break where we've got all of that and so much more. Hello and welcome back to News2Gamers Extra. We're covering some awesome topics on the show today, and we're sort of in the middle of the whole CSGO Lotto scam.
Yeah.
And it's got quite tense, you know, a little bit emotional. But, you know, we're going to show the apology video in a minute from T. Martin, where he acknowledges certain things, you know, that we've already covered. So if you missed the first part of the show, we are talking CSGO Lotto scam that was covered in the likes of BBC News, Eurogamer, IGN, etc., where there was an alleged scam on Counter-Strike, a new website developed by two very, very, very well-known Twitch, YouTube personalities, and they were allegedly conning all sorts, even underage, gambling kids and stuff. But what we spoke about earlier is obviously we showed the clip where he talked about you know, I found this new website called CSGO Lotto, and now we're going to show a screenshot of the business side of things where it actually says that he is the owner of this website.
It's the contradicting himself, isn't it? It's you don't find your own company. You know,
exactly.
You form.
If
your
you
own
do,
company. You don't find it.
If you do, you've got a terrible business attitude.
Yeah.
You forget websites.
Yeah, where the hell did you lose it?
Yeah.
You know, so this is the problem with this, and it feels like that he has gone about this to promote this, and it probably, if I look at this, I'm trying to stick up for him slightly. If he's trying to promote a website, if he comes out and says, look, I've just got this new website, I've just made it, and you can buy all this stuff and stuff like that, people are going to say, that's just to fund you. If he's trying to promote it and go, hey, I found this thing, I can kind of see how he's tripped into this, I can kind of see how he's...
But is that an excuse?
No, I can see how it snowballed though. I can see how it snowballed to a fact of, oh my God, I've now told a load of people that this isn't my website from the very start.
There's other YouTubers involved as well. So now it seems like
so it's not just one.
A syndicate of people lying and manipulating.
No pun intended. And you know, it obviously said on that document there that we just saw that Syndicate was vice president. You know, was the co-owner of this.
Syndicate being British, I don't think can be brought to the law courts of America, but the other guy can.
Yeah.
Because in the American law, you have to say it's your product.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when we review games, you know, when they get published, I have to, we have to literally say, you know, review copy supplied by XYZ.
Yeah.
You know, it's law. You have to declare where this review has come from, you know, the company you're promoting, etc.
Well, it's the same on Twitter, isn't it, as well, when you get the celebrities saying, oh, I've just tried this new thing, it's really, really great. There is a hashtag ad. So people know that it's an actual ad because they've been paid for it. And it's people haven't been picked up on that. But with this, I just feel he's gone far too far. And if he'd come out and gone, do you know what? Yeah, I own the company.
Well, he did make an apology, funnily enough.
He took it down afterwards.
Yeah, he did. Well, we'll talk about the apology after, but here is the apology. It's a lengthy 2 minutes, a very heartfelt apology. Have a look.
Cooper, I have no idea how I'm gonna record this video, dude. All right, guys, so I'm gonna try to make this as short and sweet as possible. I don't wanna take up too much of your time. But first and foremost, I do wanna say that I love you guys. You guys seriously mean the world to me. You have for the past 6 years that I've been on YouTube, and you honestly have changed my life. Like every single day, I get to wake up and chase my dreams and follow my passions, and that's all been made possible by you guys. So thank you guys for everything that you've done for me and all the opportunities and memories that you've allowed me to create. Now, my connection to CSGO Lotto has been a matter of public record since the company was first organized in December of 2015. However, I do feel like I owe you guys an apology. I am sorry to each and every one of you who felt like that was not made clear enough to you. And I truly, honestly hope that you guys give me an opportunity to earn your trust back. Please also know that I am committed to making sure that my YouTube channel, as well as all of my other businesses, are in compliance with the law. This is why I do not condone minors under the age of 18 to use CSGO Lotto. This is and always has been a clearly stated policy available both in the terms of service as well as the initial sign-up page on the website. I've seen a lot of people focusing on the under the age of 13 section of our privacy policy. All this section states is that we do not knowingly record information of children under the age of 13 years old in compliance with the COPPA Act. This has nothing to do with and does not mean that we condone minors under the age of 18 to play on the site. Also, and this is very important to me, I believe that every game offered on CSGO Lotto has been legitimate, and I am committed to making sure that that remains true. Again, you guys seriously mean the world to me. Like, you've changed my life in so many ways. I'll never be able to thank you for what you all have done. Thank you guys so much for all the support over the years, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. So thank you guys for watching. I truly do appreciate it. I look forward to getting back to my regularly scheduled content, and I hope to see you guys there. Thanks guys.
So there you go. So that's the apology. And just like Leanne said before we watched that, he had taken that video down later on in the same day. Maybe he gambled it and lost. That's another YouTube video. And the reason for that is he came out and gave a statement, and I quote, "I was not happy with the quality of the video." I mean, given there was a lot of edits, but
I was going to say the dog disappeared, so he gambled that. There was 4 or 5 little cuts where he clearly spoke to his lawyer. In my opinion, he's lying. He obviously spoke to his lawyer and went, "Oh, well, highlight this, highlight this, like this." He's angry in the video as well.
Yeah, you can see he's got a red face.
I mean, to me, it seems like he's done this bad thing. He's grasping at acceptance with these videos. He's tried different options. He's tried saying, "I'm not part of the company," you know, and then this apology, and he's took it down. He's just struggling to get acceptance.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very
we are
clever.
going to move on to some lighter notes now, but you know, just to wrap up on this, you know. There's a lot of controversy surrounding this, and it's still ongoing as far as we're aware. The website has since been not taken down, but inactive. So you can go onto CSGO Lotto, and it will just simply say there is a high volume of Steam activity. So we've had to disband it for a little bit. So you know. I know you're trying to.
No, I'm not trying to stick up for him. I'm not trying to defend him. What I'm trying to do is,
find the logic.
Yeah, did it just go too far? Was it a really good idea? Hey, why don't I do something where I win something? You know, and then that will get people interested in generating.
As a YouTuber, he has his subscribers, and he must look at his videos and go, right, my fan base is a niche of X, Y, Z, and it gets this many views. So realistically, this is how much money I'm making. It's only going to go down from here.
Yeah.
So I'll try and figure out a way to get it up again.
Different revenue stream.
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's all it is.
Valve have come off fine from this. No one seems to have cared about
and Valve are involved in this as well. You know, they're yet to comment. So you know,
this will rumble on. I don't think it's the end. It will keep going.
Yep. On to a lighter note now.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go.
Oh, really?
Pokemon Go.
You were so excited.
Right, okay, so Nintendo shares have doubled since Pokemon Go. We've all been playing it.
God, so have the telephone company's data usage.
I don't think we've all been playing it.
Yeah.
You know, we all saw Leanne's, you know, first attempt on the show on Wednesday. You know, where you just walked around the car park.
Well, it was my first time, and I didn't understand how it worked because it's only just now been coming to the UK, so it was we had it from America. But yeah.
No, you're
just oh my god! I mean, see, I'm so bored of people living their life through their phone. I've now got people bumping into me because I'm in their way because something that's not actually there.
You are like a Pokemon battle. You know when you walk and it suddenly randomly has a battle? You're that battle.
If someone put like a gym around me or something like that, I'd be the best person because I'd just be swatting people away. I don't get it.
It's good. It is good. It is
addictive. It's addictive.
To counter.
Really.
I'll be honest, right? The only reason that I started playing it was right. I need to get the knowledge. You know, I need to play it for the show to talk about X, Y, Z. and I got addicted, man. I found myself going out of my house, you know, I was like, what's the rarest Pokemon I can get
Agrophobics
here?
everywhere are like, this is their worst nightmare. They're evolved. If that Pokemon's not in there, it's like...
I was sitting in Pigeon Park, which is a place in Birmingham City Centre, very, very well populated all the time, and Pokemon coming right, left and centre. I was like, this girl's got no idea it's sitting on her lap right now.
There's a different side to Pokemon we've just seen.
I've been to Manchester, I've been to London, and they are everywhere. You know, those kids that went into the mines. It
has gone far, hasn't it? You know, there's been murders that have been solved.
Yeah.
Well, not quite solved.
Pokemon
Someone
murders.
found a dead body.
Who killed that
playing Pokemon
Totodile?
Go.
Yeah.
And someone's quit their job to be a full-time Pokemon Go player.
You know, that's a bit too far.
I get it, but I like him. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go. Like from a new point of technology and social aspect, I'll give it a go. Pokemon, never been too bothered by it. I walk down my house has got a canal next to it and a park, so all sorts of types were popping up for Pokemon. But I'm not going to be playing this in a week's time. Something else will come out that will interest me or interest everyone else. But it's a positive that rather than other games where you just go, 50p, 50p, and you sit there. People are going out and about, they're meeting new people. Whether or not these people are swatting their phones out
it has become a bit of a social event, hasn't
My
it?
poor dog has been on so many walks trying to get so many Pokemon.
It's a hell of a sensation, and I'll take my hat off to Nintendo because, oh my word, they've done it. They've nailed it. You know?
Your wife, who's also a very well-known artist, has been playing it religiously, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's not a gamer, she's not into that stuff, but last night, walking from the public house to the curry house, she was doing it, and she was like, hang on, it's just there. And me and my mate were like, what are you doing?
We're starving to death.
And she was like, no, I've just got it. Oh, and there was one in the curry house. The excitement! And she's not into that. She's played Fable and stuff, but
is it a game?
It's not really a
is,
game,
and
is it?
I've got to ask Leanne this. What is the rarest one you've caught so far?
I haven't, to be honest. Nothing. It's just been like the normal rats and sparrows. Some being kicked car park. I mean, what do you expect on there? It's just full of rats.
Car park type Pokemon. There you go.
Well, we've got to take a break. In part 3 and part 4, we're going to talk about the likes of Call of Duty versus Battlefield, which is going to really upset a lot of people. But
well, if you're a COD fan, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn off now.
Yeah.
Right, so after the break, we've got all of that and a lot more from the guests, the co-hosts, and myself. We'll be right back after this. Hello and welcome back to part 3 of News2Gamers Extra. We've already covered some pretty awesome and tense subjects.
It's the ultimate fight.
Yeah, the ultimate brawl.
It's not really an ultimate fight, is it?
Call of Duty versus Battlefield.
We all know
Call
who
of
the winner
Duty's
is.
on the canvas, they don't have bloody nose, they don't know what's going on.
Battlefield's evolved, it's Brock Lesnar, it's doing fine right now.
Yeah, but there is no contest here.
Surely.
Let's just think about the COD fans here.
Let's
just give them a
try.
You can't.
We are going to get some stick for this.
You can't base it off just because a few people disliked the trailer. Wait till the sales figures.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, I'll reel it back. Apologies,
we'll
COD
reel it
fans,
back.
it's not dead yet. Yeah, go on.
So first off with COD, this is what, the 13th instalment.
Yep.
Is it past its sell-by date?
Yes.
Definitely. It's a bit of
Come on, guys, it's boring. Any COD fan can sit there and say, do you know what, I'm really excited about the new
Do you know what
one.
annoys me about it? Now, they've got 3 studios working on 3 different COD games. So, you go...
3-year cycle?
Science game, modern era game, old game. I want muskets from the Napoleonic era. I don't have 3 minutes of hitting a button to reload a rifle and shoot. Surely if you've got 3 different studios, do something different with all 3.
Yeah.
And now they're just going, this is probably
seem to be doing the
Titanfall.
same, all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with this one, it's the same sort of gameplay, etc. It's just a different setting.
Yeah.
Just in space.
Yeah, so, I mean, however, the attraction to this
Don't try
one...
and defend it.
No,
It's not going to work.
But there is an attraction to this one. But do you think it's a bit of a rescue job?
Oh,
so
space, you mean?
basically, no, you buy the Legacy Edition of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and you get Modern Warfare remastered.
But why have they had to do that? Because they know the new game's utter pants.
Well, they've actually released, obviously, the 7-minute new trailer for the Call of Duty 4 remaster, and it looks good. It's nicely detailed, but we've all played it, haven't we?
Yeah,
It will look great. I know it will look great. They'll have it will be a Call of Duty.
Every Call of Duty trailer has excited me, and then I've gone, I still don't want to play it though.
Yeah.
They're like ghost trains.
Is this? You know, we saw something. I think it was GameSpot in America. GameStop, sorry. In America, and they had a sticker on the whole pre-order pack saying, "Get Call of Duty Infinite Warfare when you buy Modern Warfare." And I was just like, well, that says it all, doesn't it? It says it all. You know, is space done now? We've got Halo. We've got, you know, Gears is set in futuristic, you know, terms and stuff.
We had Star Wars Battlefront when we didn't go to space, and I still played that more than COD.
You know, Star Wars,
That was
Halo.
the best Star Wars game without stars in it.
Yeah. You know, I mean, is this too far now? Has Call of Duty got to take a year off?
The problem is it's a first-person shooter. It's not going to change much. Call of Duty multiplayer is run in a circle and hope that you've got a faster firing gun than the other guy. That's all Call of Duty multiplayer is. Yeah, you just have a submachine gun. There's no point having a shotgun or a sniper rifle or an assault rifle. You can't suppress. You can't do any of this.
But instead, we've got laser beams and you know,
one thing that is
dog
interesting
robots.
me with it is the
In space.
zero gravity environments. That sounds quite interesting.
well, no.
But that's the only...
You say that, but Titanfall, like...
Seriously, this is like the worst segment of my life. COD and Titanfall in the same sentence.
Let's mention about Far Cry briefly. Far Cry brought out Far Cry Primal, where you threw spears at dinosaurs. Still the same as all the other Far Cries. Everyone was fine with it. So do Call of Duty need to go into a crazy historical era or something so completely different?
No, I don't. A crazy historical era do. I mean, the difference with Far Cry. I mean, I'll be honest, right now. Far Cry 3 for me, probably the best Far Cry. Incredible, great characters. Far Cry 4 felt like Far Cry 3.5.
He doesn't mean it, Neil. 1.2. He doesn't mean it.
How dare you bring decimal points into my life?
And Primal just felt that little bit different, that it wasn't exactly the same. Whereas this has the same sort of settings and look and feel as Black Ops 3, you know, as Advanced Warfare, and all the others that have been in the last sort of few years.
We know it will sell. Look, it will sell.
It will sell because it's a Call of Duty game, you know?
But if you're going off the versus Battlefield 1 versus COD, then...
Yeah, if we look at this, you know, and I would happily...
Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was the most disliked video on YouTube.
Doesn't Ghostbusters beat that now?
I'm sure give it a week, it won't be far off.
Simple fact for myself on Call of Duty, you know I'm a big Battlefield fan.
Yep.
Because it has so many different reasons in its gameplay why it's so much fun. It's so fun, it's exciting. The vehicles, the aerial combat, you can suppress the enemy. Snipers are snipers. You need to aim to have the bullet dip.
Yeah.
Medics, etc., etc. If Call of Duty brought out a game that was World War II, because I'm a big fan of the World War II era and history buff, I'll buy it. If they don't, I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's
like,
all. That's me as a.
You know, and I'll be honest. I was kind of on the same sort of level as you. You know, before this was announced, I was like, right, COD, like, you know, make me want you again. Like, you know, I loved COD 4. Like, you know, I loved.
Sounds like an ex-girlfriend.
Do you go inside Activision Studios with a speaker box?
Let's be honest. You know my past.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That's definitely the case.
For another day, not for live television.
That's a totally different show.
But Doom.
That's more associated with it. Yeah, definitely. You know, I mean, yeah. And well, actually, you mentioned Doom there. That's another futuristic shooter.
Oh, what a good game!
But they kept it simple.
Yes.
Kept it simple. I couldn't do any free running. Yeah, I could jump really high. Yeah, I can have God mode and all that kind of stuff. But what they didn't do is they didn't go
overcomplicate it.
Totally the other way.
Yeah.
And this is what COD does for me. Will it sell? Yes. Will it be a COD game? Yes. Will you play it online with your mates? Yeah, of course you will.
You can tell the difference.
It looks great. It looks great, but I'm not going to get anything different, I think, my opinion,
by playing
this game.
Yeah.
Battlefield will keep me more entertained, more fun, and more conversations with people than COD. If we're doing a versus, Battlefield is Mike Tyson and COD is me, right? I'm on the floor after not.
You might get a lucky shot in there.
No, I won't. Not against Mike Tyson. I have not got a chance.
Let me ask you all this. When they revealed Battlefield 1, and when they revealed Battlefield 1, it was all multiplayer footage.
Yeah.
They didn't really mention, until a little bit later, there was a campaign.
Yeah.
Just on the basis of the multiplayer in World War 1, did you want to buy it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why, in terms of when I found out more about the campaign. But in terms of the multiplayer, it felt new, it looked fresh, it looked different. The weapons, the vehicles were all taken from that era, you know, and the whole sort of premise of being that World War One, and you're just like trench warfare, man. Like
people
you know?
think World War One is just trenches and bolt action rifles.
Well, no, obviously it's not. There was so much more to it.
You had semi-automatic rifles and assault rifle-esque weapons. You had mini
mustard
tanks.
gas and big heavy armor tanks.
But it's like you say, it's like they're taking it of this era and putting it in that with all these little details that they're making with the cars and the guns. So yeah.
I think it's going to be really, really, really interesting. And just to go back very quickly, I really thought, right, COD, like, get on it, like, the Battle of the Somme, you can go back to Passchendaele, you can go through.
But will that
all
now
these
just be copying Battlefield 1?
Well,
Because
no,
they're now going to be tarnished with that, aren't they?
100% be, compared to that now.
Yeah, they've missed that boat. I mean, when we spoke months ago, and we sat in this very room and said, COD, keep it simple, stop wall running, stop doing all this. And they went, do you know what, let's go to space.
I do like the idea of the storyline as they started as the world's been stripped of its natural resources due to overpopulation, etc. But they just didn't take that in the right direction, I think. I mean, people relate to a game that, what people say is inevitable in our lifestyle. So going down that road, but then they're going to mine other planets. I just thought the direction it went was not.
But that could have been really good.
That's just an advertisement for you, that is. I'll tell you what, guys.
Get on it. Yeah. That could have been really good for COD. They could have gone, do you know, instead of leaving the planet, it's a wasteland. Let's go. Let's bring in kind of stuff like The Last of Us or Far Cry. So it is desolate and stuff like that. That actually sounds really interesting.
But then again, you say that Fallout.
Yeah, it wouldn't just be a straight copy of that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But this is a versus, yeah? So this is a versus.
Yeah, this is a versus.
Battlefield versus COD. We've spent more time slating COD than saying how great Battlefield is.
Okay, so I can't think of anything I want to do in Call of Duty that feels a futuristic element I couldn't do in Halo or Titanfall, but the first thing I'm going to do in Battlefield 1 is play as a British officer with a pistol and shoot my own troops if they don't go into battle. That's what I did in the First World War, and I'm like, I'm going to play that realistic side. Come like a coward.
Neil 1.2 needs a reboot.
Yeah. It was 1.5 earlier. Gone down the scale.
Yeah, sorry, 1.5. Okay, it's a versus. So, Battlefield or Call of Duty?
It's got to be Battlefield for me.
Battlefield.
We haven't even spoke about Battlefield.
After the break, we're going to be speaking more about Battlefield.
Right, okay.
I think we spoke more about Battlefield on the COD section than COD.
COD, yeah. I mean, look, it's still Call of Duty, and like you say, it will sell.
It will, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm horribly wrong.
I mean, what's been proof really on Call of Duty's sort of front is the fact that for the last 4 years in a row, sales have declined. Every time. Do you think that's going to happen again?
Yeah. Star Wars Battlefront sold ridiculous numbers.
Yeah.
Because it was the DICE Battlefield engine, but with Star Wars. Same thing will happen in Battlefield 1.
Interesting stuff. Right, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to talk more Battlefield and probably not Call of Duty, but we'll be right back after this. Hello and welcome back to part 4 of News2Gamers Extra. We've been covering the controversy, we've had the Pokemon Go excitement, which I've just looked on our Twitter page and someone has sent an amazing tweet of them holding a Squirtle.
It's so cute.
You want the Squirtle?
It's so cute.
It's
your favourite one?
Get a life!
Do you know what? Before you leave, I'm going to download it on your phone.
No, you're not.
Trust me, the only reason you don't want to play it is because you know you're going to love it.
You're going to get addicted.
You could be a famous trainer, the only trainer without any Pokemon.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. And we're kind of in the middle of the Call of Duty versus Battlefield battle.
It's not
really pun intended.
No. It's a massacre. It's over.
I mean, look, it's still got a huge fan base.
It has.
Call of Duty still has a huge fan base. It's still going to have appeal, and it's still going to sell.
And let's be honest, are we all going to try it and play it?
Well, yeah,
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm probably going to be forced to play it because we'll end up reviewing it, but...
Woe is Simon Hill. All my life, I have such a terrible life. I'm forced to play video games that I get said, give him some abuse on Twitter for that, because that is
Simon
ridiculous.
Official.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
There are perks of many jobs. You could be a Pokemon Go trainer.
Is this the way you say it? Don't send me a free copy. It won't go anywhere.
So, whilst we're in the midst of Call of Duty and Battlefield. We've covered Call of Duty at length in a form. Let's go to Battlefield now, because we are all excited. Everyone in this room is excited. We've even got a production assistant over there who's really excited.
Yeah, it's going to be ace, isn't it? Well, okay. This is the only problem I've got with it.
Okay.
What if it's rubbish?
I can't see
What
it being
if?
rubbish.
No.
But to counter your argument, you've said that Call of Duty is the same thing. People accuse it of being the same thing every year.
Yeah.
Battlefield's the same thing, and everyone still loves it because it's
Yeah,
still
but
really
is
good.
it though? Because haven't we got medics? We've got riding horses. You've got mustard gas. I can kill someone with a shovel.
Very basic tanks.
Or very basic tank.
Yeah.
Or with a club. And the mechanics of how I hit someone is going to be different from how I hit someone with a shovel and how I hit someone with a mace. That to me is taking. I'm not. It's not just button pushing.
That appeals to me.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say it's different than Call of Duty.
Let's be honest. The likes of Battlefield compared to Call of Duty, Battlefield creates memories. So the thought of riding a horse, with a musket into battle. You've seen like a fucker take out like a big sort of.
Every time.
In a toll.
Big, construction or whatever, and like that, you remember those moments.
You look up and see a plane fighting another plane overhead, and you're like, oh my god, that wasn't a cutscene, a scripted, nonsensical roller coaster cutscene like in Call of Duty. Someone's up there, and I've had some amazing moments with a friend who's amazing at helicopter flying, that he'll drop in and turn and drop us off and come up and go again and strafe, and you're like, oh, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole game is going to be a trip to the past, trip to that era.
Yeah.
And what's funny about it is the contrast between Call of Duty and Battlefield, that one is futuristic and one's very historical.
Yeah.
Yes.
And people are more willing to go back than to go forward, which is unusual with that.
I find that exciting actually, because
it's something different.
And it's a history lesson in itself.
We've had a lot of shooters, and a lot of them do lean towards some form of futuristic element. Even Deus Ex, Titanfall, which is one of the most and exciting first-person shooters I've ever played. Halo is pure sci-fi. COD is leaning into it. You got a lot of shooters and a lot of sci-fi elements. And World War II is the farthest back we've ever been before this.
Yeah.
And the reason I went back to World War I is because it's the start, it's the biggest of all warfare. So to go back that far.
Yeah, again,
it was the first great war.
Exactly.
And war advances technology. And you were seeing Battlefield 1, there were one-man tanks where it's like a bicycle and he's like, fire the cannon.
And these are the new experiences, because there's vehicles there besides the horse that we've never seen in a Battlefield game or a war game, or a shooter for that matter. You're not going to get these vehicles in Titanfall, Neil. And Xbox Magazine, actually, just going off subject, have tipped Titanfall 2 to be Game of the Year.
I saw this today, and it was a question mark next to it, so I'm putting it as, is it the Game of the Year? So I'm going to defend them slightly.
Your face has gone bright red.
Yeah, it looks like
so
he's about to be sick.
I'm so embarrassed
how can you be angry at free running giant robots?
Because it's magic and swords. We're not here to talk about Titanfall. No. Back to Battlefield.
What I do want to ask, Neil 1.5, is...
Neil Vintage.
Neil Vintage is campaign. What do you think we can expect?
When you base something on a real war, you can take elements of history and then teach people about that. There was a World War I game called Vandalheart, I believe, that Ubisoft made.
Yeah.
Filled with historical facts. Great game. Battlefield 1 can do the same thing. All he has to do is say month, date, real battle, like Call of Duty 2 did.
Yeah.
Did that.
So you're looking into the untold stories of war heroes.
Call of Duty 2 taught you about lots of different real-life battles and skirmishes. Battlefield 1 can do the same thing. So you're going to have some trench battles, you're going to see the horror of the trenches, and you're also going to see urban combat, which people don't really know about.
Yeah. There was a lot of sort of urban forest, going into sort of the back countries as well, Do
you think they'll get in trouble for that? Or do you think they're going to stir up some memories or some stuff which is difficult to tell? Because it's hard, isn't it? Because
of course.
It's real. This stuff happed.
I mean, there's going to be there are going to be people kicking off. Of course, there's going to be some form of controversy.
I disagree, because like you said, everyone thinks about World War I. You think about mustard gas and charging machine gun nests. Yeah. And I think you'll see that in the game, and people go, "Well, that's what World War I's like." And then you say, "Oh, there was actual stealth and other combat elements to the urban fighting that is more like a more modern war, which happened back then." Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think so.
It's interesting though, isn't it? It's really interesting.
There was an article in a paper, well-respected paper, that said, should we be going back? Should we be looking at this kind of stuff? And then putting it as a game where people buy and stuff. I think it's going to be great personally, and I think it's very interesting. I think it will teach people a lot about what happened rather than watching documentaries.
Yeah, I see where it's coming from.
But I can see that point of view.
No, definitely.
Because when you make a modern shooter or a sci-fi shooter, none of the battles are real. So then
Yeah,
they weren't real
definitely.
people. Where, for example, Call of Duty 2 has a famous Captain Price character.
Yeah.
It's pretty much. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be based on Major Richard Howard, who was a real British
correct.
soldier.
Definitely. Well, let's share the hype anyway with you guys. Here is a trailer from Battlefield 1. Check it out. It's pretty good.
Come on! Are you out your mind? You're gonna get us all killed! Head was behind!
Wow, how good does that look? I'm feeling emotions I've never felt before in my life.
It does stir that up though, doesn't
Yeah.
it? It stirs that emotion because you sit there and watching it. It's the grittiness of war. It's the realism of you're on a motorbike, you've got a machine gun, and you can't see anything because there's a load of mud and everything going everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, unlike Battlefield 3 and 4, this seems to have captured some form of emotional attachment.
I mean, with creative directors, Lars
Gustafsson,
I mean, he said this concept had been a long time in the making, and it was a dream for them to go back to something this era. So they've put the work in, they've put all the details in.
Well, if you're a game, you work in some form of anything in the game since you're making the game. I worked on 2 games, and the second game was a direct sequel to the first game.
Yeah.
You can get bored of doing the same thing.
So
it's still a shooter, but then going, oh my God, we're going to make a World War I game. We have to research, do this and do this and do this and go here and look at this.
Well, that's it. And it seems like they have really put a lot of work in. From what we read and what was in a recent interview, they visited all these places where this had taken place and got a sense of what had taken place. A lot of research. But the alpha's been live recently. Everyone is absolutely loving it. It's got less bugs than Battlefield 3 and 4, which is great because Battlefield 4 was broken beyond belief. But everyone is totally digging the vehicles, the weapons, the whole settings and the maps.
There's multiple protagonists in this as well.
There is, believe you can play as a female.
It feels like it's got more.
It's
got more
everything.
to it. It's got more emotion. It's got more story. It feels.
The last time I got excited about a shooter like this was Bad Company 2. Which for me is still my favourite.
There's an awful lot of my friends that keep saying, "Oh, Bad Company 2 is the highlight and the pinnacle of Battlefield for them."
Yeah,
It's
huge.
very interesting that more and more people say that.
Possibly the best shooter I've ever played.
I think this might dwarf a lot of those moments for us.
I think it will.
It feels that way.
It looks like it's got that destruction that Bad Company had again, whereas Battlefield 3 and 4, it'd just be the odd something. This Levolution rubbish. Which the Levolution is still in it, but in different aspects.
The Zeppelin coming down is also one team killing a Zeppelin, but it's going to affect the rest of the Battlefield.
It affects the map as well because the shell stays there. I mean, stuff like that. I want the map to change so that I've got to rethink what I've got to do next.
But it's simple.
Yeah.
I know it's difficult things they've done, but they've kept it simple. Something falls, something crashes, something goes down. It stays there.
What they need to do every year to year is just improve the physics and engine element, because I'll play any of the Battlefield games. If it was Battlefield Napoleonic era and we're standing side to side going, load, like, you'd be great.
Keep that thought, because now the show is over. Very quickly, we'll be back on Wednesday from 10:30 where you can join us. We've got lots going on, including myself and Neil doing another dose of what we know. Lots of cool games to cover. Neil 1.5, where can people check you out?
You can just simply send me a message to my gamer tag on Xbox Live, which is Chicka Bump Bump.
Boom, there you go.
Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at News2Gamers. We're on Facebook and YouTube.
Perfect. So all that's left to say is
it's time for us to Pokemon Go.
That was so close to a perfect episode.
End it on that, Rich.
Yeah.
Perfect.